Iowa City last year, Cedar Rapids this year. And there's who's in charge tonight. Trent Powers behind the plate, calling the balls and strikes. He's got her back to us. First base side, umpire Josh Baxter. Second base, Mike Federer and Josh Rager at third. And you see the coaches out there. Marion's coach, Steve Fish, 39 years at the helm, 848 wins. Wyatt Zosky, 5 years with North Polk, 105 wins and 42 losses. And as we said, North Polk had a championship in 2014. And Marion, well, the Wolves picked one up not too long ago, back in 2021. Marion on the mound first, and Peyton Hodges gets the nod, the senior. He's got 28 2/3 innings with .98 ERA. So that strong right-hander right there. You're going to see some power coming from that young man tonight as we look at who else is out in the field for our Marion Wolves. And you look around, you see at short, it's going to be Jake Miller, Isaiah Scott at second, Tate Rahi at first, Austin Goodrich at third. Behind the plate, Elias Scott, Caden Griffith, Trey Frank, Grayson Kirsch, left, center, right for Marion. Lineup for North Polk, as you see it lined up right there, kicking things off, Drew Owen. He'll lead things off. He's got a .373 average with his squad, followed by Postel, Zosky, Rogge, Cook, the Yelland, Bunkers, Foster, and Speaker. North Polk head coach again, Wyatt Zosky, assisted by Logan Little, Blake Brower, Jack Bunkers, and David Conrad. They got here by way of the Class 3A Sub-State 2 is how North Polk lines up as they beat Aragon to get here 4-3, or Algona. For that, kick things off in that first game, North Polk beating Greene County 15-0. North Polk victorious over ADM 6-5. And those side of things in Sub-State 6 and 3A. Marion, number 1 seed, beat South Tama 11-1. Advanced in that semi, beating Xavier 3-2, and then dominated Gilbert 3-0 in the state qualifier. Happening again last week. We are set here in Cedar Rapids. New site for Class 3A and 4A. State baseball in the 2024 season. And exciting to see a number of fans from both sides making their way here. A little closer jaunt for Marion to come about 10-15 minutes across town. A little more of a jaunt for North Polk to get here. Winner of this one moving on into Friday as the winner of this one will face Bishop Healing, who was victorious 6-3 over Waller Catholic here in the game prior to this one. Lights are on. It's a evening contest here in Cedar Rapids. 76 degrees, and we've got that hazy, smoky sky here in Cedar Rapids. Right off the bat, Owen takes a shot at it, running out. That outfield, landing on the tarp is Caden Griffith. Took one pitch to get the one out. Caden Griffith pulling that in for the Marion squad. He knew where he was at. Maybe he thought he was a little closer to that target. Right-hander coming in is Postel. Again for North Polk. Postel is senior, 111 at-bats. Across home plate 30 times this season. 31 hits under his belt. The .350 average. Reaches at that outside pitch, just outside of that box. 2 balls, 1 strike. In 3A semifinal, winner plays Bishop Heelan on Friday. Still a day's rest between now and then. They will have that 5 o'clock contest. And there's a crack off the sweet spot. Goes to right center. Running up on it and scooping it is Trey Frank. Grips it and pulls it. Out number 2. He didn't think he was going to make it, but he was being safe. And talk about an excited young man right there. Another lefty in there. Zosky, he's the coach's kid. Play at DMAC next year. And 3 RBIs in the Sub-State Championship. Already with a 1-1 count. Little cut. New ball in play. Peyton Hodges on the mound. Pitched in 7 games. This will be his 8th game this season. 3-0 record. Pushing 30 innings pitched. Over 450 pitches thrown. Up 13 hits, 6 runs. Walked 12. Hit 4 home runs actually this season. Crack, neck of the bat, scoop up it short by Scott. 4-3, Tate Rahi pulls it in for out number 3. 3 up and 3 down. Bottom of the first coming up on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Fans showing up tonight. Beautiful night for baseball. Again, 75 degrees out there. And North Polk starting things off with their man on the mound. That's going to be senior Hunter Cook. He's pitched 9 games. He started 7 with a 5-3 record. Given up 39 hits this season, 20 runs, 11 errors, 14 walks, 2 hit batters. He struck out 59 total with a 1.76 ERA. Here's how the rest of the field looks for the North Polk squad. Isaac Zosky behind the plate. First is Rogge, Bunkers at second, Postel at short, Thielen at third, and Brayton Foster, Drew Owen, Brady Reinhardt. That's left, center, and right for North Polk. Batting order, here's how it stacks up for Marion. And there he is. Jake Miller will step things up here for Marion with a .348 average, followed by Scott, Gersh, Frank, Trey Frank, Isaac Scott, Hodges Griffith, Elijah Scott, Austin Goodrich, and Tate Rahi. Show and bunt and a click back in that box, and that'll be foul. Like an 0-1 count. And again in the all-white unis, pinstripes, red and yellow trim. Shows bunt again, comes off the side. North Polk in the gray pants, sleeveless red jerseys with a black trim and black undershirt. I like that style. .0-2 count, just getting things going here in the Class 3A semi. Third time may be a charm. Ball goes past first base, and we will see Miller hold up at first. A conversation there with Miller and his coach. He's digging hard. And that would have been a rough one to try and get. See a different angle. That's a play by the pitcher and just out of reach as Reese Rocky could not pull that in. They will for sure give him a single on a hit there for Miller. Quick check over to first base. Safe. Love making an effort at first base. See if you can catch that runner off. Gotta pay attention. Still peering over his shoulder. First pitch finally coming in. Isaiah Scott. Sophomore player has started and played in 37 games. Impressive for a sophomore. 113 at-bats. He leads, actually he is second in at-bats for this squad. Being that leadoff slot, has got a home run under his belt this year with a .434 average. Miller, Isaiah Scott, Kirsch. That's the top three. Marion Wolves, head coach Steve Fish. Check back to first again. To the semifinal game. They had a day's rest yesterday since they played on Monday. Darker out there. Wind's still very calm today. Seen a breeze pick up every now and then. Off the end of the bat, coming foul to the near side. Gets caught up in the net along that first base bullpen. Two-two count, no out. You have a runner on. As Miller surely is not being ignored. They've made a number of checks over to first base. Crack comes high up, top of the roof of Veterans Memorial Stadium, rolls out. 2-2 count. This is the first time these two teams have played each other. Especially considering the last 2 years, they both have been in the state tournament. This is not lined up in the brackets until now. Marion's first appearance back in 2006, then again in 2011. A little break there till 17 and 19 and 20, 21, off in 22, back 23, 24. Strike out for Isaiah Scott on number 1. Grayson Kirsch, right fielder, making his way into the left-handed batter's box. "28 games played in, 93 appearances at the plate, 32 hits, the .461 ERA. Actually, .461 batting average. Let's get that term right. Big crowd on hand from Marion. And just a hop, skip, and a jump from the home of the Colonels here in Cedar Rapids. Home plate straight out. Cross second to outfield. Hits straight northeast, right towards downtown Cedar Rapids. Quaker Oats in the background. As we've got a view from one of the suites here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. And we look relatively straight down that third base foul line. Those buildings are starting to lighten up here once the sun goes down. across the plate. They're going to hold back on that one with a 2-1 count now. Clapping the Marion fans, undercut, and a swing brings us to 2s. Hirsch. That one swung hard. Back-to-back strikeouts. Isaiah Scott and then Hirsch. As you see him dig in, and he was really trying to power through those hips. And that'll send him to the dugout. Fourth in the lineup. Trey Frank, the center fielder. Senior on this team, starting played in 37 games. All 37 games. 103 at-bats. 44 hits. He's got a home run under his belt this season and a .427 average as that one is hit high. But second baseman Charlie Bunkers says, I have it. Fly out at second base. Took 4 to make it happen. Second inning coming up next on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
This broadcast of the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Championships is presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud to champion Iowa's youth.
So Marion back out in the field, as we'll see what this squad can do. As Isaiah Scott making his way around the infield as he gets prepared from his shortstop position, as they will throw it down here from home, and we'll get ready for the 4, 5, and 6 batters here in the second inning for North Polk. And we'll bring up Reese Rogge. Rogge on this team, and another senior. Quite a few seniors on this team actually for North Polk. 10 total actually, and you look at the roster. 32 games played in and started. Actually see probably 33 actually update that. A 405 average. Accumulate 30 hits so far this year. And there's a line drive right towards short. Jake Miller has to take a pause at it, but gets it, blocks it, gets it to first base on a 6-3 putout. Side pitch, 1-0. I'm Nate Claiborne. Thanks for joining us tonight on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. The Iowa High School Athletic Association State Baseball Championship presented by Farm Bureau. 3A, 4A contests here in Cedar Rapids this year. Moved up from Iowa City in the last couple of years. It's 25-hole. I guess that's yet a mystery. The home of the 1A, 2A state semifinals in action right now. All championships games happening on Friday. There's a cut back over the backstop just to the suite to our left. And had a lot of power coming back off that bat with a 2-2 count. Drop pitch by the catcher. He's going to pick it up in time. Scott to Rahi from the plate to first. Out number 2. Gillen making his way out there for North Polk. Chase Fjellin, a sophomore, a .292 average, 72 games played, 21 hits. Marion's been average runs this year, about 9.5 total. North Polk scored 6.4 runs through the year and have only given up 3 runs on average, or 3 runs on average. And the other side of things, Marion's only given up over 2.5. Foul ball makes that count 2-1 after that ball. Polk able to get a total of 372 total bases this season compared to Marion's 482. Pitch comes across again for Hodges. He makes it a full count. And there's a crack. Left center field on the run. Another dive for Trey Frank. That's 2 this game. 3 up, 3 down in the first and the second. Bottom of 2. Coming up soon, but we got to give this guy credit. He's got range, he's got speed, and he's got courage as he gets his second out of the game. We'll see where this one goes next on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Quite an advantage when you know who you have to play. So Bishop Heelan coming off a victory moments ago over Waller Catholic. 36-3 was 6-3 was that score. Bishop Heelan goes to 34-10. They will be the opponents of the winner of this one. And who will take home the state title between these two teams? That'll take place on Friday at 5 o'clock. Jeff Pearson and I will have that call for you. Which comes in outside. And watching that one come, I'm not sure how Cook's still easing into this ball game. Two strikeouts. Went over Harlan Community, and there's a shot off the bat of Isaac Scott. Who's going to call it out? That'll be center fielder Drew Owen. We'll go to that 6th spot in the lineup. That brings up Peyton Hodges, the pitcher for this Marion squad. A 301 average, 31 hits, and 103 at-bats. Batting in that 6th spot. Foul ball comes up. Rocky watching that as it goes 3 rows into the bleachers. But he had a definite line on where that was going. Cut ball. Hunter Cook going to play baseball next year. University of Minnesota. His first team All-State. Had a one-hitter in the semifinals last year. One-two count. Shot straight towards third base. Chase the Yellen gets it in his glove for out number 2. Nice side angle. You see where he's coming. Quick reaction time. Celebrate that. Give credit to Fjelland, sophomore infielder. Impressive to have a sophomore in that position at starting order. And that was actually Fjelland's 12th put out of the year. Two count. Aiden Griffin. Cut there. He's getting definite contact. Full count, 2 outs. Continue on with the foul ball. Back up into the upper decks. And that will be the first Marion player, or second one we'll see on base. Let's take a break for a quick message from Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, it's our job to keep you safe. If you see a down power line, assume it's live and dangerous. Keep yourself and others at least 30 feet away. Then call 911 to get it taken care of.
One runner on. Brings in our 8th batter in the lineup, catcher Elijah Scott. At right-hander, takes that pitch again, foul. Freshman on this team. 1 at bats, 307 average, 31 hits. Again, as a freshman for Marion. About 6 freshmen in that total roster for head coach Steve Fish. And 2 outs, 1 on. Ball comes outside. And this game got underway at 8 o'clock. Was scheduled for 7:30. 3 games here today. We had the final 4A game to set the semifinals as Iowa City High beats Waukee. Bouncer over to short as Reggie Postel tags the base for out number 3. Well, the top of the 3rd. That's next on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Ice cream sandwiches, popcorn, Sprite. What else do you need? Friends sharing treats. That's what memories are made of. People making their way out tonight. Maybe the Xavier fans showing up for some support. Some local teams here. We call this date night at the ballpark. Or is that presumptuous? I don't know. Let's see. Presumptuous is what we're going to be right now of thinking, is it going to be the top seed in this one? Marion Wolves, the number 2 seed, trying to get the victory over the number 3 seed North Polk. That was not the case the last game, as Bishop Heelan came in and upset top seed Wahlert Catholic out of Dubuque 6-3. At top of the 3rd inning, as we see Charlie Bunkers at the plate for North Polk. Bunkers, a senior infielder, a .296 average. Oh, they're going to catch that, running that outside. Inside, outside of that strike zone. There's a crack right in the glove of second baseman Lincoln Grimm. Excited young man. He's a junior on this squad. We'll also see him pitching a little bit. So far, North Polk has gone down 3 up, 3 down for their first 2 innings. Line drive right at the pitcher, Hodges. Little toss over to Rahi, and that is it. Round number 2. Little bobbled it there, tried to get it, took control, and he was going to make sure that out was going to happen as he ran towards first base, out number 2. Bottom of the order as Jack Speaker. DH. He's DHing for Reinhardt, the right fielder. Right-hander. Speaker, a sophomore on this team. Started 5 games, played in 15 of them, 16 at-bats. He runs 5 hits. .312 batting average. Out of the order here. 9th hitter for North Polk. He launches it high. And again, it'll be the center fielder that closes it out. Trey Frank grabs that one for the F8. Up 3 down again. Let's go to the bottom of the 3rd on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. North Polk bringing out the support tonight. That's date night at the ballpark, most definitely. Sharing some popcorn, or if it's like me, he's probably hogging the whole popcorn, and she wishes she would have him offer herself. Maybe his habits are hard to break. To work on that. No score as we're in the bottom of the 3rd inning, as Marion takes his shot right down that 3rd base foul line. Give credit to Scott, or actually Austin Goodrich. That was just out of the reach of Chase Fjelland. Could not get to it. Austin Goodrich. He had an eye on it. Just needed to be a little bit quicker. To the top of the order, Lincoln Grimm is actually in now, replacing Miller. as Grimm will now take the position at second base. We'll make those adjustments when they go back in the field with Marion. Looks like they adjusted the lineup. We were given 2 lineup cards. There was question of the health of Miller, and it looks like got started in the game and then pulled himself out or had to come out. So making some adjustments in there, showing bunt with Grimm. Thinking Grimm, this is his first at bat this year in the state semifinal. Made a play moments ago out in the infield. Yes, that's train noise in the background. This is Cedar Rapids. If you don't smell the Captain Crunch, you're going to hear trains. That pulls back on that bad attempt. Two balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Top of the order for Marion. Grimm just a junior for this team. Shows bunt again. That'll make it a full count. Hearing some energy from that Marion fan section along that first base side. One runner on. That's Austin Goodrich. And that bunt attempt will be the strikeout and the out number 1 of this 3rd inning. Get an angle on how this came across from the other way. Just cuts it on top. In that miss. You see Austin Goodrich leading off on first base, sliding back in. Goodrich playing third base as well in this game. That ball being just outside, low. That young man going to play in the Big Ten next year for Minnesota. Strong player. And there's a crack right towards third base. And that is going to be a double play. 5-3, 3U. And they leave one on. Get another chance to see how this all went down. Heads up play at third base. Ball wasn't getting by at that time. Exciting one here in Cedar Rapids on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. North Polk back in the box. And we see Peyton Hodges on the mound for Marion. As so far 33 balls thrown through 3 innings, 1 strikeout, 9 hitters that he's seen, 5 in the air, 3 on the ground. And top of the order as Owen will step in there. Drew Owen, junior outfielder. Coming in with a 373 average into this game. '23 singles and on the run. And that ball is going to get maybe caught up in the lights a little bit. As Marion's Isaac Scott came over from short to try and get a handle on that. Yeah, you could tell he just he lost it in the lights. He had it, and then he didn't have it. 1-1 count. Top of the fourth inning. And Owen flew out to right field last time up. By Peyton Hodges. Hit by pitch will send him on his way. And that is the first base runner that North Polk has had this game. It went 3 up, 3 down in the first, the second, and the third inning. Postel making his way for his second chance tonight. Flew out to center field. And a diving catch from Trey Frank. One of 2 diving catches that Trey Frank has had tonight for that Marion squad. Hodges in the throw, showing bunt. Postel digging hard, and Peyton Hodges struggles to get to it. And that leaves Tate Rahi to come over and quickly grab that so they don't advance the runner any further as Drew Owen goes to first base. Another look at that. Beautiful bunt. And he just seemed to slip. Peyton Hodges did. I don't know if the ground's getting a little dew, a little wet on it, or what happened out there. So runners on first and second for North Polk. This is again the first time they've had runners on. Base hit by Postel. On over to 2. Here comes Zosky. Hodges checking second base. Another bunt. Zosky hustling to first base, but enough to advance the runners. And out number 1. Owen to 3, Postel to 2. And this has distracted the pitcher. Easy sacrifice on that play. Number 1, Rogge coming in now. 289 hitter, 26 hits, 91 at bats. Nice pitch across the plate. In North Polk, the 3 seed in this bracket. Marion, the number 2 seed. They will face Bishop Elon. Bishop Elon victorious over the number 1 seed Wahlert Catholic 6-3 in the game before this. Championship game is on Friday, 5 o'clock, right here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Crack, bouncer towards second. Nice pickup by Grimm, and a 4-3 play. Does bring in a run, and a chance to score another one on third base. Owen crosses, and he was already on his way as we saw this out at first base. North Polk with the advantage right now, 1-0. 2 outs. Postel on third base, and here comes Cook. Senior pitcher, the .391 average, straight up, and pulled out by Trey Frank for out number 3. It's not scoreless. North Polk has it with 1 run up. 1 run, 1 hit, no error, 1 left on. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th next. Comets leading the Wolves 1-0 right now in this Class 3A semifinal as we are head to the bottom of the fourth inning. See how things stack up in there with two singles so far when you look at where Marion has come through. Again, advantage. Trying to see where Marion can fit into some things. It's been harder than it should be. But not many runners left on from both sides. As we said, North Polk, they had struggled to get anybody on those first three innings. It was 1-2-3, 1-2-3. Able to advance some runners around. And earn that run. Grayson Hirsch, right fielder. Struck out in the first inning. This lefty sees one come straight across. Well, the unofficial says a little outside. Little reach right into the glove of Chase Fielen. How about that? Good heads up play. We've seen that happen one other time before, and he was ready for it. A sophomore infielder. Had that happen back in the second inning. Trey Frank, center fielder. He flew out back in the first inning. At second base. Playing that fourth spot in the lineup. Look with a pitch across. 3.1 innings pitched so far. 2 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. 55 pitches. Here's 56. Swing and a miss. With the bat of Frank. Almost completely dark here in Cedar Rapids as that strikeout signifies. He was ready to go after it. Slips maybe a little bit on that front foot. As Franks will go down swinging out number 2. And here comes, I believe, Isaac Scott. DH in that 5th position. 118 at-bats. 46 hits, 7 doubles to his stat card in the 24 campaign. One, 2-1 count. Hit by pitch. We'll send another one down that way. That's the first hit by pitch we've seen courtesy of North Polk. Catches him around the backside of that leg. That thigh. Marion's had a base runner on every inning except the second when they went down in 3 batters. Again, bottom of the 4th inning here at Cedar Rapids Veterans Memorial Stadium, home of the Cedar Rapids Colonels Class A Minnesota Twins Ball Club. On the road this week, allowing us to use the facilities for this important week in high school baseball. Rain not causing issues today. Some issues in western Iowa here tonight with the 1A, 2A contests happening over there. 7:30 game on Monday got shifted to 9 a.m. Tuesday morning. That was a 3A quarter. And last night's 7:30 quarterfinal game with Dowling, or actually with City High and Waukee, got shifted to today at 2 p.m. Adjust the schedules. That ball will be hit and rolls foul. And I think he hit it off, maybe he hit it off his foot. So kind of steps around a little bit. We'll see as he hits this. No, maybe hit the front of his knee. Yeah, hit the front of his knee or side of his calf. That's what it looked like. He steps back in there. Does have a brace, or at least a protective piece on that left foot, left ankle. Peyton Hodges at bat. And we're going to see an advance over to second base as Isaac Scott finds his way to 2. Hodges out on the line drive last time up, but he was already well on his way when that pitch came out of the hand of Hunter Cook. All he could see was that white square. That's where he needed to be. That's a hard thrown ball from Cook. 3-2 count, 2 outs, 1 on. Marion playing catch up here after North Polk scored in the top of this inning. Cook a little distracted with Isaac Scott on second base. Steps off that rubber. And Scott was taking a significant lead, as you see down in front of that shortstop, Reggie Postel. And he steps off again. Marion's crowd a little raucous. Full count. Check again back towards 2. Throwing the ball. That is going to be a walk. Hodges advances over to number 2, and that is the first walk I think we've had through the entire game from both sides. So we will see a meeting on the mound as North Polk coach Wyatt Zosky makes his way out. I don't think we had anybody necessarily warming up in the bullpen. Get a chance to look at this park. As you see, it's a little odd out in left field as it jets in 315 feet down that left field line. That party deck out there. Right side, 325 yards. Straight out, 400 feet. I shouldn't say yards, but feet. 403 feet out there, right center as we scan over. Get a sense, 390. The power alley on the right side. 403 feet out there. It's going to take a shot to get that over. I've not seen a home run, I don't think, at all this tournament. 14 innings is where they're at right now in the semifinal of 1A. Newman Catholic and Remsen St. Union. This is the longest game in tournament history that's taking place. 14 innings. And that included a weather delay in the middle of it. So is that time-wise and inning-wise? Maybe a little bit of both. It's happened over in Carroll today. Or tonight. They still got one more game to go. I know they've been jealous of the late nights we've had here in Cedar Rapids. So our crews over there on the Hy-Vee Championship Network for the 1A, 2A end of things, they get a chance to experience that. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hunter Cook on the mound. Rose sitting at first base. Scott at second. And that will end this inning on a strikeout. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left on. Top of the 5th inning coming up on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
This broadcast of the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Championships is presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud to champion Iowa's youth.
We have what could have been a matchup tie game, or maybe having Marion in the lead. But Marion left 2 on in the bottom of that 4th inning. North Polk with the advantage right now, and Peyton Hodges remaining on the mound for Marion. 43 pitches thrown through 4 innings, giving up 1 hit, 1 run, 1 strikeout, 1 hit by pitch. 12 at-bats. That's what we've seen so far. Chase Villelen made some key plays at that third base spot defensively for North Polk, as he sees a 2-1 count in front of him. And winner going on to the championship game on Friday against Bishop Elon. Bishop Elon, I imagine, sticking around here. It's a 4.5-hour drive back to Sioux City. They'll get a day off. I'm sure find a place to get some practice in. North Polk will be on the base again with that walk. That is the 2nd walk we've seen this game, and the first one that we've seen for the advantage of North Polk. Courtesy runner for the Comets is Bryce Burke. So Bryce Burke out there on the base, taking the place of Fjelland. Lead off on first. Maybe a little distracting to Peyton Hodges. Showing bunt as Bunkers. He's in that 7th spot in the lineup. He line drive out towards second back in the 3rd inning. A little pressure coming from that North Polk student section on that third base side. A little distraction for Hodges. Tick off the end, that rolls out 2-1. Billy Bunkers, a senior on this team, has started and played in all 33 games. 88 at bats. Across the home plate 24 times for his team. 24 singles, 3 doubles, 12 RBIs. Walked 17 times, struck out 9 times. Give him that average 429. Actually, struck out 310 for him. 429 is on base percentage. Called strike. Showed bunt. Welcome again on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. I'm Nate Clayberg. Bring you the final semifinal game here in 3A. Marion and North Polk. And these teams each have been in the tournament this year and last year. North Polk had a title in 2014. Marion won it back in 2021. Another walk. And that is concerning to Marion coach Steve Fish. And we will see the bullpen come to life as they check down there, and it appears that Andrew Amon, a sophomore pitcher who's pitched 30 innings this season with a 2.33 ERA, whether they're going to pull him in. And just getting going here in this 5th inning, and we have seen Hodges walk 2 batters, and that's who's on base. Quick check from Steve Fish. You saw him look down towards that bullpen. Sees his right-hander throwing. Bring Braden Foster into that batter's box. He was thrown out by the pitcher to first base back in inning number 3. And Hodges definitely getting some distraction as that bunt, ball short, and this is something we've seen regularly from this North Polk team, and it really was something that was a positive experience for them back in that 4th inning when they were able to get 1 run in. A little crack's going to come right through that infield grass and beat out any opportunity for a throw. Bases loaded for the North Polk Comets. Digging in quick and got a chance. It looked like Peyton Hodges was really thinking that maybe he was going to take a roll on the other side of that baseline. But again, North Polk with 3 on. Bryce Burke, courtesy running for Fielen on third. Bunkers at second. Braden Foster is at first base. And Ethan Sanger, pinch hitting, hits one shallow left field that brings in 1 run. They'll hold up everybody else. A single RBI for Ethan Sanger. Senior infielder, 71st at bat. Now he's got 16 hits. Takes that first pitch and plants it where he needs it to be to bring in 1 run and extend this lead. If you're not excited in that dugout, there's something wrong with you for North Polk. Almost a little nose brush right there. Ball cut low. That one's going to come high up and into the stands. Souvenir for one of the North Polk students down there in that section. So bases again loaded. Top of the order, Drew Owen. He will step out. Drew Owen, the only other player from the Comet squad that has touched that home plate. He's going to crack one high up into center field. Trey Frank comes over from right center, grabs it, That's the first out, and all runners will hold. That is out number 1. Again, we are in this top of the 5th inning. Back-to-back walks, then 2 base hits. That's how we have bases loaded. Comes across, an 0-1 count. Continue to check our stats as again Sukup proud to bring us our stats summary during our games. Sukup Manufacturing, farm quality products to offer more quality time with your family. Quiet infield for Marion. Real cautious, real conservative right now. Playing shallow up. They've seen Marion with bunt attempts and success a number of times, especially from innings 4 and 5. That pitch comes across low. If you'll remember, North Polk, each of their batters in the lineup through the first 3 innings got out. 3 up, 3 down for the first 3 innings. And then it appears that Zosky changed up his game plan. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crack coming down the right field side. That will be foul. That was hit on 325 though. A little distance on that. So we have a final in the Class 1A semifinal. Newman Catholic win the season as Remsen St. Mary's wins 7-4 through 14 innings. Again, that's the longest game in tournament history. There was even a weather delay in there as well. So they will be starting their next game here, I would imagine, 10 o'clock. It's going to go late in Carroll tonight. One ball, 2 strikes. Reggie Postel at bat for 2 batter. Had a single back in that 4th inning. Most at bats we've seen from North Polk. And Postel will go down with the bat on his shoulder for out number 2. Let's take a quick timeout for a message from Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, it's our job to keep you safe. If you see a down power line, assume it's live and dangerous. Keep yourself and others at least 30 feet away. Then call 911 to get it taken care of.
2-0 is the score. North Polk, advantage on Marion. North Polk, the underdog, slightly in this one when you look at a 3 versus a 2 seed. And North Polk coming in 27-6, Marion 32-5. These 2 teams have never played. Both have won championships and both played in this year and last year's state baseball tournament. There's a crack going deep towards center field. Getting behind it is Trey Frank to close this one out. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, left 3 on. We'll return here on the Championship Network, the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Continue with the same guy on the mound. That's Hunter Cook. Refresh his stats here. 4 innings pitched, 2 hits is what he's allowed. 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. And hit by pitch. 72 balls have come out across that plate out of his hand. His right hand. And that young man going to go play baseball in the Big Ten in the Minnesota program next year. Towards the bottom of the order here for Marion. Elijah Scott stepping in. Pitch is coming quick. Elijah Scott, freshman on this team. He's played in quite a few games. Maybe all but one. 28 singles, a couple doubles, a triple in there, and he's going to take a shot. Shallow third base territory. Nice play from Chase Fielen. Landed in his glove, tosses to Raggi to solidify that out. He makes it look so easy. We've seen Fielen make a few of those plays from that position. Got some line drives, some putouts at third base. And that will bring in Austin Goodrich, who singled last time up. That was in the 3rd inning. Only time he's been up. Bottom of the order. Pitch off the glove of Isaac Zosky. Down the plate for North Polk. Scott making his way out there quickly to grab that pass ball from behind. Side pitch. Great ballpark to be a part of here for this these high school students. That turf, that's real grass. You walk on it, you think it's field turf. That's real grass, and the Colonel's staff and grounds crew have done a fantastic job, especially considering the rain that took place Monday and Tuesday. And on the run towards the right side, ball lands near the glove of Brady Reinhardt, and that's going to be an advance for a second base opportunity for Marion, as he'll come over, hand off his gloves to his coach, and he'll congratulations and see if this can spark anything for Marion. Just in the tip of his glove, and he kind of lost where that ball went when it came off of it. But Goodrich earning a double to right field. 2 hits this game. Top of the order now for Lincoln Grimm. Grimm coming in to replace Miller in the lineup, who batted once in that first inning. Grimm struck out in the 3rd as the first out. And a shallow blop over to third base is going to be a struggle for Fielen to get to. And that brings runners on the corner and a pause in the action as North Polk has Wyatzoski, head man, heading out towards the mound. A little slip up. Almost seemed like that grass maybe he's getting a little wet. We've seen some missteps from some players as the sun's gone down. And hard to get to that is, again, seeing the runner advance over there, and that's actually Jake Miller. Strike that. Jake Miller back in the game. Misspoke on who was at the plate, but Miller back in the game as he singles, but that does advance Goodrich over to third base. Coach Zosky sticking with Hunter Cook. 84 pitches from that arm through 4.4 1/3 innings. Isaiah Scott. Shortstop. Takes the plate, has yet to see a ball thrown him, as you see a distracted pitcher right there keeping an eye on those runners on first and third. Show and bunt, hoping to advance that runner to 2. And quite possibly bring in a run. North Polk, again, as you can see on that scoreboard in your upper left screen, 2-0 with the advantage. They earned a run in the 4th and 5th innings. Isaac Zosky showing target. All touches, and we're going to have to see Jake Miller head his way back towards first base. Game began at 8 o'clock tonight. It was supposed to be at 7:30, but schedule got pushed back with the Bishop Heelan and Wahlert contest. And Heelan winning that one 6-3 to go to the 3A championship. And a stolen base with Miller. Tying run on 2. Go ahead on the plate, or at the plate. One ball, 2 strike, 1 out. Energy from that Marion crowd. There's the throw. Cracked foul right side. Over the party deck. Main level. Only 1 out. And that was a hard ball, but that one's going to be called as a ball. 1 out came with Scott back in the top of the order, actually top of this inning, or top of the half inning as a first batter. Wow. Isaiah Scott was thinking about turning on that one, held back on it. Give him that full count. And runners on 2 and 3. Off the end of the bat. Into center field. That one's going to be caught. Tagging up is Goodrich. And he will not need to slide into home, as that fly from Scott will give him an RBI. And Goodrich crosses to have it at the 0 break for Marion. There was some power on that ball, high up in the air. And Drew Owen knew what he needed to do. Runners One runner remains. That's on second base. And Grayson Kirsch struck out in the first, thrown out in the third. Looking to make a play at second base, and a fake toss over to second. Really getting the outfielder Drew Owen to try and earn himself an Academy Award out there, as he really got Jake Miller thinking if that ball really went. That one high left. Braden Foster will have it to close out this inning. One run comes in off a one hit. One left on. Back with more on the the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Going to stick with our man is what Steve Fish says, the coach of Marion. Peyton Hodges remains on the mound, and 70 pitches thrown tonight through 5 innings. Giving up 3 hits, 2 runs. And that maybe is the future of Marion baseball sitting right there. Can't quite see myself in those sunglasses. Sort of for a certain look. 2-1. Is the score. North Polk leading Marion. And we're in the top of the 6th inning here in Cedar Rapids. This year, games moved up to the Cedar Rapids Colonels Stadium from Iowa City's Dwayne Banks Field and University of Iowa campus. There's pending renovations happening down there. High School Union had to make a choice, so Cedar Rapids it seemed to be a very, very good fit for everybody. Hard strike, call that one in. 3-1 count. As Rogge at the plate. 0 for 2, had an RBI earlier on. Bouncer over to short. Isaiah Scott makes the play. Into the glove of Tate Rahi. Rahi, a freshman, covering first base for Marion. 1 down. Brings in Hunter Cook in that 5th spot. He's been the pitcher this game for the Comets. And they will say that's a strike. And Cook going to Minnesota next year. One's across the board. And North Polk looking for some protective runs here. High pitch. Peyton Hodges patting his chest, said that's on him. There's a cut. Pitches that one early as that comes right side into the bleachers on the far side. 2-2 count, 1 out. None on. North Polk left 3 on in that last inning, the 5th. Little crack right towards the mound. Little toss over from Hodges to Rahi. And that's out number 2. North Polk, that's the way things went in their first 3 innings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They all got out that first time through. Pick off the end of the bat as Chase Fielen walked last time out. But he also, because of him, had the run come in with his courtesy runner, Burt. Fast pitch comes in. That's going to be a little bit outside. And Fielen, 375 hitter. 7 triples, 16 doubles, 23 singles. And that ball is going to come behind the net on that foul ball play. Elias Scott, helmet off, looking for it. Got the young man right there. He's got it. How about that look towards the camera? It's his. Chomping that big league chew. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. None on. Another foul ball pitch. Upper deck. Third base side. Same direction, little higher, angled up, hits the roof, comes back in. So that one's got a scuff mark on it from hitting the metal. Let's see, Peyton Hodges, that hand glistening in the lights, trying to keep things dry with a little bit of talc. Force that one in a little bit, make it a full count. That call from Elijah Scott behind the plates. That one another foul. Definite contact happening from Chase Fielen. Just trying to get it into play. Caden Griffin, left field, he's deep. And that's a called strike. And that will end it 1, 2, 3, just like in the first, second, and third innings. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Cedar Rapids on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. And that's a fixture in Iowa baseball. 39 years Steve Fish has been coaching. 848 wins, actually 849 wins. 428 losses for that coach. 8 tournaments, 1 championship. Got that back in 21. And Marion's squad has a run up, but they need a couple more if they want to solidify another game into this season. Especially when the game's in your backyard. Marion just about probably a 15-minute drive from here, depending on traffic. Which part of Marion? Marion continues to expand out towards the east. Adjacent suburb of Cedar Rapids to the north and east. The direction that center field is. Third base coach quick on a dive. Zosky was ready for it. That'll wake him up if he felt like he was tired at all. Here at 9:39 at night. Outside pitch, 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Trey Frank, White the player, number of fly balls that he's taken advantage of on the defensive side of things. But now he finally gets his place over on first base. Bring in DH Isaac Scott. Hit by a pitch in the 4th, flew out. Center field in the 2nd inning. Gillen again advancing on that pass ball from the catcher. And Hunter Cook playing a little bit. Put some pressure on that base runner. Little bunt, pushes that out there. Going to see Cook come up quickly, get that force out at first base. But Frank does make his way over to number 2. See how that looks from that angle. That ball does not move very quick, considering how short that grass is. A little bit different than what we were used to in Iowa City on that artificial surface. That would just roll. High pitch. Peyton Hodges walked in that 4th inning. My drive out in the 2nd towards third base. Outside pitch. Trey Frank. You see him on your screen at second base. Taking a healthy lead off of that bag. Covered by Reggie Poskell. Wow. What appeared to be an inside pitch, they're going to call strike. Home plate umpire Trent Powers. Josh Baxter down the first base side. Mike Federer at second. Josh Rager, the official on that third base line. Crack off the neck of the bat, right out towards Braden Foster. Quickly gets it in, trying to cover at second base, making sure Trey Frank wasn't going anywhere. 2 outs. That'll bring in Caden Griffith. He caught that off the neck. And you could tell right away when Braden Foster knew that was going to be in his glove. He knew he was going to have to launch that one towards second. Trey Frank is excited out there. And he is distracting Hunter Cook. Two-1, the advantage, North Polk Comets. Sliding into second, and he's going to be safe. That one was tight. They do win this. I guess Marion, good thing is they won't have to wear these white jerseys again. They'll have time to wash them up. Or not sure they'd have time to get them all washed up. Two outs. Frank was able to get on base. He did strike out, but the catcher dropped the ball, got him to first, advanced him over to second. As we've seen, actually Isaac Scott got him over to second base, and now we're trying to see if he can get any further. As Caden Griffith fouls on that left side. This one will cut back. Dings under the roof. I tell you, folks, if you're a fan that has a desire to catch foul balls, this is the part for you. It's nice in this game, even these high school state games, you catch a foul ball, you get to keep it, courtesy of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. Another foul ball straight back. Ray Fank getting antsy. And he's the tying run as we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Marion will get one more chance. And there's a swing and a miss, and that'll close out this 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, one left on. Top of the 7th coming up on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. So we're going to see Bunkers, Foster, and Sanger, I believe, coming up in the order here. That's the bottom 3 in the lineup. And continuing to be out there is Peyton Hodges, 89 balls thrown through 6 innings, giving up 3 hits. 8 up in the air, 7 on the ground is what he's seen come his way and towards his fellow defenders. Bunkers walked in the last inning, actually in the 5th inning. I drive out in the 3rd. In North Polk, 3 up, 3 down in innings 1, 2, 3, and 6. They were able to bring in a run with 5 batters in the 4th, another run with 7 batters in the 5th inning. Foster and Sanger each had singles in that 5th inning. They did end up leaving 3 on. Top of the 7th inning, winner of this one plays Bishop Heelan on Friday evening at 5 o'clock in the championship for 3A. There's a crack right towards third base. Wow, Austin Goodrich. Golden Glove moment for him. Quick reaction time. Beautiful angle here to see how this comes in. Just on a no-look grab. His heart has to be just pumping away with adrenaline and excitement. Foster, the right-hander. Braden Foster, 1 for 2 today. It mentioned his single, which was actually made it there off of a bunt in the 5th inning. 2-0 count. Marion with some energy, but they know they've got some work to do when they get in the bottom of the 7th. That ball just shallow left center. We're going to see a stand-up double for Braden Foster. And some excitement from that first base dugout in the stands for North Polk. Second hit of the night for that young man. Nice undercut over the head of the shortstop. And unable to try and stop that was Trey Frank as he slid right past it. And Caden Griffith had to get that ball thrown in quickly. North Polk student section offering a little history, I think, towards the Marion squad. Pitch is high and inside. Foster on second base with that stand-up double. And we very well may see a change as Steve Fish comes out to the mound. And there still is action in that bullpen as Marion has Coda Johnson in the bullpen. Has played 29 or pitched 29 innings, 3.38 ERA. We'll see if he decides to go that way, and not going to happen yet. Peyton Hodges been coming into this game with a 0.98 ERA and has given up 2 runs this game. Ball down low. Actually, no, right in the strike zone. Looked like it maybe hit lower than that when it came across. Hodges check at second. One little change up. 1-2 count, 1 out. I'm Nate Claybert. Thanks for joining us tonight on the Hy-Vee Championship Network, where you're following the Comets or the Wolves, or just love watching high school baseball, or baseball period. That one's going to be outside that zone. And Jack Speaker in that 9th spot, singled back in the 5th inning. His only at bat. He came in to take the place, actually strike that. Sanger had a single back in the 5th. Speaker started this game in that slot. Flew out in the 3rd inning. Just again, knows Foster's there. Line drive at 3rd base. Make the play at first. For out number 2. Not going to try and do the turn 2. As Braden Foster was not going to run into that. Go to the top of the order, and with 2 outs, and there is Drew Owen. Owen came across the plate in the 4th inning for the first run for North Polk. He got on base, hit by a pitch, but he's flown out in the 1st and the 5th. As he shows up for his 4th time at bat today. Back down towards that first base side. That one on the ground this time. Marion Wolves still have someone down the bullpen if needed. It's looking like we're going to see Hodges pitch an entire game. As that ball, another changeup looked like that came in. Called strike. 1-2, 2 outs, 1 on. Lefty here with Owen. One's outside. Wow, they're going to call that one. Wow. Strikeouts. That will end the opportunity for North Polk to try and stretch it out. One left on with a double. Return for the bottom of the 7th after this in the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Coming up on Friday, the Iowa High School Sports Network will name the Tournament MVP Award winner, fueled by Iowa Beef. Again, that's coming up on Friday at the end of the Class 4A championship game. Again, a great week of baseball here in the state of Iowa. 1A, 2A over in Carroll, 3A, 4A here in Cedar Rapids, and a new pitcher is coming in for North Polk, as we will see Drew Olson, the junior, come in. He's pitched in 13 games, started 8 of them with a 5-0 record, had 2 saves. Given up 26 hits, 14 runs, 13 earned runs. He's walked 29, hit 7 batters, struck out 62 this season with a 2.15 ERA. So Drew Owen coming to the mound. That'll change up the field a little bit of where players are, as Owen will come in from center. So you're looking at Isaac Zoski still behind the plate. Rogge at first, Bunkers at second, Postel at third, Fjellin at third. But it's Reinhardt, Foster, Halverson in the outfield. Halverson, Jackson Halverson, new to the game here. Strong pitch, 1-2 count. North Polk protecting, trying to protect their lead, and looking to go to the championship game on Friday. Ball into the dirt. A little unusual here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. That's all net right down to that concrete as you see behind home plate. Usually you see a little, maybe a 3.5-foot wall that goes up. That's netting right there. That can spook you on a ball coming right towards you. That one again in the dirt. Full count. Elijah Scott. He is 0 for 2 tonight. Thrown out in that 5th inning. Put out in the 3rd. Wow. Quickly making that go as Drew Owen quickly gets the ball, and that left-hander throws it maybe a little high in that zone, but Scott takes a whack at it on number 1. 2 away from a championship game for North Polk, actually for North Polk. Undercut, strike 1. Austin Goodrich, he doubled in that 5th inning, also scored, the only score so far. He'd like to do it again to tie this thing up. If not, help create maybe a walk-off win. Or be a part of it anyway. Goes down looking. Wow. Some of those pitches come quick. And that looked to be a little curve that came in, and Goodrich was not going to take a swing at it. North Polk is 1 out away from going to the title game. Top of the order brings in Jake Miller. Singled in the 1st inning and singled in the 5th. Was left on, and he's going to hit that one high up in the air. On the run is Reese Rogge, and that's going to be well out of his reach as that comes towards the upper deck in the third base side here at Veterans. Pausing there a little bit. Bring Miller back in the box, and that one is swung hard. Miller is a tricky pitcher. Actually, Drew Owen, the tricky pitcher, let's say. Miller trying to focus. 0-2 count. And that is it. North Polk will go on to the championship game with a 2-1 victory over Marion. Closing that out. 1, 2, and 3 all strikeouts to close out the game. We'll look at the stats and review this after this on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.